So thank you, Juan and Melissa, for organizing. It's lovely to read with Melissa and Carla and Lily. And these are reading glasses, so if I look up at you, you'll all be blurry, so I won't. I'm going to read across my collections, starting with one from my very first book that I never read because I wrote it when I was like 18. Heritage. When my father killed my mother, no one noticed. The dead can cook. The dead can dress their hair in TV styles and lie back for sex, almost breathing. They live in towns where birds shriek like hysterics, while men decapitate the grass. See them in the malls and doctors' offices, all those dead, smiling women with their daughters of ash. When my grandfather went deaf and blind, I didn't notice. He had always been a statue, funny and formidable in Grandma's tiny living room. Once per meal he spoke, his lecture landing on the conversation like a spaceship. When he left, we cleared away the silver bones of the hen he had picked clean. My father didn't kill my mother. Her parents delivered her embalmed to his bed. True, he could have woken her with a kiss. She had read the books and was willing. Instead, he pressed her down with his body and sealed her lips. She had wine and the beloved ghosts of relatives who praised her laundry. As long as they can harm us, the dead do not die. When I began to kill my father, all males knew, just as ants pick up the signal from a comrade in need. Men on the street increased their catcalls. My boyfriend left his socks on the floor. Ghosts in my head threatened to leave. Still, I kept on with my killing. Then something strange began to happen in my parents' house. A singing wind tapped their door, and flowers in the garden shone with blood. My mother got color in her cheeks. Though the ghosts grabbed at her hair, I held her feet while she pushed herself through the tunnel to enter her life. Rocket to Russia. We split the night between the rat and spit, crash at Anne's when the nightclubs close, ashes in the fish tank, plates and panties in the sink. I think Johnny wants me because he dances with a hand between my legs, but when I lie on the bed, he ignores me to boil powder in a bottle cap, then nod on a bench. Cat passes out ding-dongs stolen from the deli and laughs about the time she threw up on a trick and had to pretend she'd been poisoned. I wake up with purple hair and Paul beside me grinning as he tries to dye Jenny's bangs blue. She rolls and stains the pillowcase. Contact lenses feel like glass, mouth tastes of socks. Walking to the subway in cold rain, I curse my mom for lending me her pointy boots. Jenny and I discuss Shakespeare and mescaline and why our boyfriends prefer men. A passing woman asks if I've been mugged. Crazy color has bled down my forehead and looks like a wound. No time to answer her. I have to get to school. We are doing one of the important wars. So this book is one poem for each tarot card, and this is the tarot card Death. Death. What will it take to reassure you? I don't bring oblivion. The old self needs to be sloughed off like skin. Think of me as cosmetologist, not fiend. Why suck the dry breast of the past? The mask is not the face. Even breath is not the soul, although the body has no other wings. Deep moss shadowing the lids, cheeks flushed with pink impermanence. You know me when you clean hairs from your comb, when you lie down with your lover, bone to bone. This is a form invented by Terence Hayes, where the last word can only be made with letters in the one-word title. Terminal. Decide the doctor's a liar. Decide prayer heals. Rant against God when it doesn't. Trim hope to the bone. Leave nothing for later. Wonder who will lament when the weather erases your name. Wander the forest of your past. Mail cards to everyone you've loved, a trail of words like breadcrumbs. Let each line say what you always meant. Get it right this time. So Pandora was brought to Earth as part of the punishment for Prometheus stealing fire and giving it to humans. She was the first woman, supposedly. Pandora. I'm a hot mess, ravishing disaster, blown into town under a blade-sharp moon. Men, you quiver as I slink by with my lipsticked smirk and box of troubles, ache at the sway of my skirt. You've never seen a woman's hips before, never touched hair soft as ash. My fingers and dismissals burn like stolen fire, punishment so sweet you can't tell if I entered through the ivory gate for false dreams or the carved horn gate for true. And this whole book is guzzles, and the form should be clear as I read. Listen. Be loud during sex. In a fight, listen. When your heart's thud says, here's delight, listen. The field tells tales, some seasons of plenty, too many of heartbreak and blight. Listen. We sing hymns, recite scripture, kneel and pray. Does God watch from some lofty height? Listen. Your teen daughter's barbed words hide longing and loss. The soul speaks through appetite. Listen. Sandra Bland turned without signaling from woman to ghost. Cause of death, not white. Listen to wind moan through caves, claws click on stone. I'd call your name if I thought you might listen. My kid did the artwork for my last two books. I just have to brag. I did the artwork for most of the others. And this is a Pantoum. Cargo. Everywhere I go, I take my dead. Mom would have loved Rome, the masterpieces and churches, religions stacked on top of each other. Mom would have loved Rome, though Grandma was afraid to fly. Religions stack platitudes on top of each other, but can't bring back her Yiddish curses. Grandma was afraid to fly. She'd make a terrible angel. No place in heaven for Yiddish curses, and the music's always the same. Those I loved would make terrible angels. Jay with his sea blue eyes and prison tats, the music he blasted always the same. Top down, cruising back roads. Jay with his sea blue eyes and prison tats travels with my friends and relatives. Top down, cruising back roads. A whole crew I won't let go of. I travel with my friends and relatives past masterpieces and churches. This whole crew I won't let go of. Everywhere I go, I take my dead. And I have two more poems. Where's the Zoom camera? We were told to look at it every once in a while. Right here. Okay. Because my daughter wants a poem without love, death, naked people, or Persephone, and I can't imagine what I don't know. Because the radio broadcasts terror through our rooms. Because sometimes, for no reason, I remember Sandra Bland and cry. Because when regret nuzzles next to me all night, The dog still greets me in the morning with her eager nose. Because my daughter and I lift drying worms from the sidewalk and return them to soil. Because for all my errors and obstinance, still the mountain offers me the many angles of her face. Because a day can begin with laundry and end with astonishment. Because if I lie still, the cat may massage my belly as though I were dough. Because no war's been averted by the knowledge that our bones are made from the same stars. Because my dying friend said she would contact me, and I won't be fooled by birds or odd weather. Because I wanted to be broken and forgiven and healed into shine, but remain messy and yearning and unsure. My mind a drunken monkey stung by scorpions, despite decades of timed breath and best intentions. Because while I am willing to ignore death, naked people, and a goddess, I believe that love must be allowed in every crevice it can find a way to enter. Because the dead do not come back. Because birds are only animals in practical flight, and there are days I can't recall my mother's face. And I leave you with a wish. There is no gun. There is no gun in this poem, no politicians, no money. The children sit in classrooms. If a boy pulls the fire alarm, it's a dumb prank. The closets are stuffed with buckets and brooms. The children's blood is under their skin. Some are learning how it pumps from heart to artery to vein. There are no heroes, though teachers unpack books they've paid for, and the unthanked janitor mops vomit in the hall. The coach wonders which drills will bring his team to victory, not how many bodies his bulk can shield. The news crews are elsewhere with their helicopters and headlines. Some kids play violent video games. Some are angry and attack with fists or catty Snapchat posts. There is no AR-15, no fixed adjustable front and rear iron sights, no 30-round staggered column detachable box magazine, no 25 rounds in 2.5 seconds. The bell rings in this poem. Children grab their backpacks and head home. Thank you.